Hey everybody, it's Bulldog, and I'm back with another Grievous video. I know, just what everybody wanted. You haven't seen enough Grievous videos over the last few days. It's been a highly controversial subject, trying to find out what the best squad is, how reliable it actually is, and I finally got the solution. Well, I say I've got the solution. Actually, these guys up here, Turtle Powers and G-Seth, are the ones who have been trying to tell anybody that would listen what the best one is. I finally actually listened to what they were saying, and they are absolutely right. This is the best way to run it. I'm going to show you that. It works so much better than the other ones because we ran into two problems. First off, the Gear 13 Maliks were ridiculously strong, and you could hit them with 170,000 crits, and sometimes they'd still survive. And then Fallen Bastila was a little bit of a pain. Both corrupted battle meditation, which would drop your critical chance, and then her AoE, if she'd hit that ability on somebody that had shock, could wipe out all the droids at once. So we're going to solve both of those problems with a team that we've actually seen before, but we haven't seen it run right. At least I haven't seen any major videos out there. So that's why I'm putting this together. So here's the team. And in case you can't tell, that's BB-8 there behind the huge Grievous. But anyways, the first I want to stop before we get started, and I want to talk briefly about the mods. The mods and the turn order. So IG-88, you do need a Zeta, unfortunately. I know that's a deal breaker for somebody, but if you want the best squad, you're going to need the Zeta there. You're going to want BB-8 to go first. He needs to be the fastest, and he actually needs to be weak. Neither of these guys modded him to be weak, so it's not necessary, but I'm going to show you why I think it's something that they can improve on. I would have a weak BB-8, but you need him to go first. And remember, all these droids get plus 40% turn meter to start, so it's very easy to make them go first. You don't need good mods at all. Second, you want Imperial Probe Droid to go. I'd mod him for potency. He's going to dispel all the debuffs and hopefully inflict some target lock. After that, you want, well, these guys are going to do it a different way. I personally prefer to have IG-88 go next. You want to mod him for max crit chance. You want him he gets a 20% crit chance bonus from his lead. So you ideally want 80% crit chance on top of that to guarantee he inflicts a critical hit on his AoE, because when he crits, he's going to inflict target lock. Potency is also nice to make sure that target lock sticks. After that, I prefer T3 to go, and T3 is going to inflict a ton of debuffs that's going to ramp up the critical damage for Grievous. The reason I like him to go after 88 is because T3's debuffs cannot be resisted by a target locked enemy. So 88 is going to inflict the most target locks, and then those guys cannot resist T3's debuffs. Now, the one advantage if you have T3 going first, which is going to happen in this video, I say first, going before 88. After T3 uses an ability, it increases the crit chance of all the droids by 8%. So that's going to increase the chance of 88 inflicting a critical hit, which inflicts target lock. Now, if you've already got him at 80%, then there's no reason to have him go in front. But if you can't get him modded that high, then that is something to consider. And then after that, of course, we have Grievous. So Grievous, you want to get to a minimum of 72% critical chance, and that's just to guarantee that you're going to crit every time. 20% from the 88 lead plus the 8% from T3's unique will give him a 100% crit chance if he starts at 72, and then get his health up there. In this video, I believe his health is 111k, so it's pretty good, but it's not unobtainable by any means. And so what we're going to do is we're going to target Fallen Bastila here. Don't use the AoE yet, and we've seen this video before. And I'm pausing it right here because this is why you want a weak BB-8. It actually would have been better if BB-8 had died previously, but if his health falls under 50%, it ensures that 88 gets targeted because he gets death mark. So in this particular video, they just got a little bit lucky that he got targeted, but you can make sure that happens. And then Skittering Horror on Malik. This is what's different. Look at this, 222,000. No Malik is surviving that. G13, G12, doesn't matter. Instead of using Grievous Wounds, so now we're going to use Grievous Wounds to finish off the rest. Just like that, right there. And so we'll show it again here, and I'm showing a little bit different video here this time because I want to show a couple things. First off, we're going to do massive damage. There's Skittering Horror right there, and then we've figured out in the past that you need one Skittering Horror, But what we didn't figure out is you need 2. Look at that, 273,000. And then he doesn't have his Grievous modded correctly, so that you always critical hit. But that's okay. Another perk of IPD is he can come in and blow somebody up. So that's just another perk there. So this team using Skittering Horror twice, once on Fallen Bastila, once on Malik, is the team that I absolutely like the best. That Skittering Horror does 50% more damage than his AoE. So where the AoE wasn't always taking out Malik, maybe not doing quite enough damage. If you had some of these Gear 13 Maliks have 180, 190. I've seen some with 200,000 HP. That AoE just isn't enough to take him out. Skittering Horror is, and if you take him out, you can finish off the rest of the team after that. You take off the two biggest sources of pain. Fallen Bastila, no more corrupted battle meditation. Don't have to worry about it. You're gonna crit every time, and then take out Malik in one shot. Finish the rest of the team off. So there you go. That is what I believe to be the strongest Grievous Suicide Squad out there. Unfortunately, you do have to put a Zeta on IG88, which is unfortunate. But if you want to run this reliably, run it in Grand Arena, run it in Territory Wars, be able to count on that win. This is the squad that you need to use. It's not necessarily a guaranteed win. I was talking to one of these guys. He said he'd won 23 out of 25 the last 5 days or whatever it was. They both say their win rate is in the upper 90%. They almost always win. And again, one little change I would make to their team is to have a weaker BB-8 so that he either is killed off instantly or at least goes below 50%. So that you guarantee 88 gets marked. You don't have to worry about him taking out T3, who provides that critical damage boost. So there we go. I know you guys have seen enough on Grievous probably to last you for another year or so, but this is it. This is what I believe to be the team. So thank you for tuning in. Another shout out to these guys for sending me this footage and helping me understand this team. They kept telling me we were running it wrong, and I didn't really understand why. It was because I kept trying to use that AoE too soon. We saw videos out there to use the Skittering Horror first and then the AoE, but you actually need to use the Skittering Horror twice, and that will get the job done. So thanks a lot, everybody. I'll see you around Grand Arena, Territory Wars, wherever it is. Thanks a lot.